Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Excellency President Alexander Lukashenko, distinguished guests, businessmen, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to this August gathering of the Pakistan-Belarus Business and Investment Forum. I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate the government of Belarus and the Board of Investment of Pakistan for organizing this forum. This should provide an excellent opportunity to businessmen of our two countries to build on the synergies developed during the Business and Investment Forum in Islamabad in May this year, held during the historic visit of my friend President Lukashenko to Pakistan. We have come here with our business community to further the excellent initiatives taken earlier this year by your visionary leader and a friend that I have started to greatly admire over a short period, President Lukashenko. I have no doubt that this forum will go a long way towards realizing our mutual desire to fast-track implementation of some landmark initiatives and strengthening our existing ties. Ladies and gentlemen, I deeply value and appreciate the efforts of President Lukashenko, which has enabled Belarus to develop a robust economy over a short period. The first session of the Joint Business Council in Minsk on 10th August between Pakistan and Belarus is yet another welcome step towards exploring new avenues for bilateral trade and investment. We hope that this will result into a more active engagement between our business communities. President Lukashenko and I share a vision of building a substantive long-term partnership. Our two countries are blessed with geostrategic locations and rich human and material resources. I have no doubt that our collaboration will go a long way towards furthering our economic prosperity. I feel that there is an enormous potential of expanding and strengthening our mutually beneficial cooperation in agriculture, trade, economy, and industry, including joint ventures in various fields. We need to establish a mechanism to fast-track the implementation of understandings reached between our entrepreneurs during the Business Forum meeting in Islamabad and also here in Minsk. Ladies and gentlemen, a country of 180 million industrious and enterprising people, Pakistan is prepared to march in step with the international community in the pursuit of common goals of sustained development for all. Since my government took over a little over 2 years, we have steadfastly pursued the vision of creating a peaceful neighborhood around Pakistan through a policy of non-interference and constructive engagement. We have extended the hand of friendship to all our neighbors. I believe that the future holds great promise for our region if all of us were to adhere to this policy. Pakistan's location connecting Central, South, and West Asia promises limitless possibilities for regional and global peace and prosperity. We are determined to convert this enormous potential into reality. I see Pakistan as a gateway of trade and energy between our northern, eastern, and western neighbors, connecting the regions through trade routes, oil and gas pipelines, and power transmission lines. Geographically, we are the natural regional hub of all economic activity. We have necessary infrastructure in place as well as the manpower. The need of the hour is to improve connectivity and efficiency by spreading a network of roads and railways and harvest the rewards of telecommunication revolution throughout Pakistan. To harness the potential that this geographical location offers, we are making the required national investments at the domestic level and attracting more from overseas to develop our trade and energy corridors, linking ports in the south to the economic centers in the north of Pakistan and onwards to China, Afghanistan and Central Asia. Our initiative to connect our southern ports in Karachi and Gwadar in Arabian Sea to Tirmiz in Uzbekistan, providing an access of Central Asian republics of Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan and Afghanistan to the Middle East and Africa, and also markets of almost 1.5 billion people in South Asia alone has been supported by the World Bank. Coupled with our recently launched initiative of China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, this will bring together almost half of the world's population, over 3.5 billion people whose shared economic prosperity will not only bring out billions from the vicious cycle of poverty, but also guarantee peace in the region and beyond. I am confident that in not too distant a future, Belarus will also be linked to this emerging world as distances lose effect. Central Asia to South Asia electricity project called CASA, which means Central Asia, South Asia, CASA 1000, which will bring power from Tajikistan to Pakistan through Afghanistan. We have a free trade agreement with South Asian countries and close links and ties to all Middle Eastern countries, as well as Iran and Turkey. So just as Belarus can be our gateway to Baltic countries, for instance, Pakistan can be your gateway to South Asia, Middle East and Central Asia. Ladies and gentlemen, I would not like to bore you with figures indicating progress and growth that we have achieved over the last few years that my government has taken office. As informed businessmen and entrepreneurs, you are well aware of where Pakistan stands today. Let me, however, tell you that we have not even realized half of the true potential of our socio-economic development. Pakistan offers great potential for investment, and my government stands committed to provide foreign investors an extremely friendly environment as we allow 100% foreign ownership, complete liberty to repatriate profits and dividends, and even guaranteed rate of return in some sectors like energy. I must also mention briefly that Pakistan faces acute shortage of energy, and we are now in the process of building power plants in Pakistan based on solar, based on coal, and based on hydro. So I would like also to invite you to come and see what kind of power plants could be built by you and Pakistani businessmen together. You can form joint ventures, and we'll be very happy to facilitate you and to support you. So this is one area where you can explore the possibilities of undertaking investments. So all these factors have enhanced investors' confidence in Pakistan. We are looking at a strong growth curve in the coming years. We hope to maintain this momentum. The growing confidence reposed by the domestic and international markets in our economic management justifies optimism in the country's future economic growth. My government has formulated a comprehensive, well thought out program for future growth and development, which we have named the Vision 2025 program. This is essentially aimed at creating a globally competitive and prosperous Pakistan, which is an industrialized and knowledge-based upper income country in the next 10 years' time. Our vision is to achieve macroeconomic stability, revive economic growth, reduce poverty and improve governance. We are also undertaking wide-ranging structural reform measures to enhance economic incentives and improve resource allocation, as well as to remove impediments to the development of private sector. Pakistan has a young population with immense human resource capacity. Approximately 60% of our population falls under the age of 30, which offers the prospect of huge demographic dividends. My government is committed to the capacity building of our human resource with special focus on creating a large pool of skilled labor. Let me assure you once again that the government of Pakistan is committed to promoting and protecting foreign investment. Our Board of Investment is mandated with the responsibility to facilitate local and foreign investment. I assure the businessmen, particularly those from Belarus, of every possible assistance and facilitation to have their investments secured and projects materialized in Pakistan. We are going to proceed very quickly on at least two sectors. One, of course, is an agreement that we wish to sign with the Minsk Tractor Company for Belarus tractors. And you very kindly asked me to identify the companies who can undertake this venture. So we will be presenting you with a few names, and of course we then leave to your judgment as to which one do you select for this purpose, because of course it has to be a merit-based selection and a company which of course suits you the best. So we will certainly be able to do that. And then of course in the textile sector, your country has a lot of expertise and know-how in this field. Pakistan also has a lot of expertise, know-how in the textile sector. In fact, our exports, textiles form major part of our textile exports, and Pakistan has this experience over the last 70, 80 years, even longer than that. It was before the partition that the textile industry started developing in Pakistan. And of course, we have cotton crop, which is now surplus to our needs, and we export cotton and we export all kinds of textile goods. And we'll be very happy to enter into a joint venture with Belarus in this field. And of course, it can be established here, the industries could be established here. In Pakistan, of course, it depends on what the priorities are. We have decided to move very quickly on these issues. We've also decided to work together. I must also bring to your notice that Pakistani cinema is being exhibited here in Minsk, whereas we also are holding a mango exhibition. So we believe that our relations are going to grow and strengthen in the coming months and coming years. And I will certainly make it a point to personally pursue and supervise all that we have signed, the MOUs that we have signed in Islamabad and the MOUs that we have signed here. I wish to assure you that the government will extend full support to your initiatives. Transparency and merit are hallmarks of my government. We will ensure that you face no barriers in exploring or establishing your business in Pakistan. And likewise, I appreciate the feelings and expressions expressed by President Lukashenko. As we enter into a new era of cooperation, I am confident that a bright future awaits these two great nations. I thank you all. Pakistan as a gateway of trade and energy between our northern, eastern and western neighbors, connecting the regions through trade routes, oil and gas pipelines and power transmission lines. We have the necessary infrastructure in place as well as the manpower. The need of the hour is to improve connectivity and efficiency by spreading a network of roads, railways and telecommunications. I have a vision of a peaceful neighborhood. Pakistan wants good relations with all its neighbors on the basis of sovereign equality. We want cordial and cooperative ties with India and Afghanistan. Our relations with Russia are on an upward trend. We consider peace and enhancement of trade a region essential for regional prosperity. Pakistan-China Economic Corridor will change the entire dynamics of the region. Our region also has ample opportunities of cooperation in the field of energy. We can all reap harvest from the various energy projects in the region such as Central Asia, South Asia 1000 and TAPI, which is Turkmenistan, Afghanistan, Pakistan, India projects. We need to work towards a successful implementation of these projects. Today, Pakistan is one of the most investor-friendly countries in the world. All sectors are open to foreign investments with no upper limit to foreign equity. We would like to expand FDI in power sector, infrastructure development, agriculture and agro-based industry, mining and oil and gas exploration. Transparency and merit are hallmarks of the present government, which aims to revive the economy, overcome energy shortages, eradicate extremism, and promote human rights. We are committed to good governance, fiscal discipline, widening tax base, and introducing fiscal measures to promote economy. Pakistan also stands fully committed to eliminating the menace of terrorism from its soil. We will not allow our territory to be used by any terrorists, irrespective of their nationality and ethnicity.